Hi, welcome to my first ever makeup tutorial. I'm here to show you how I transform into Harley Quinn from the Birds of Prey movie portrayed by Margot Robbie. Let's go! Off camera, I mixed some white body paint with my natural foundation so that I could get Harley Quinn's chemically induced skin. And I've also put on some gray contacts to match Margot Robbie's eyes. Now moving forward with contour, it's the very first thing that I start to do. Off on the side, you'll see me looking towards that direction. That's because I have a picture of Margot Robbie. This picture is her not dressed as Harley Quinn. It's actually just a picture of her, I think, from a red carpet. I just want to see how her features really look like underneath all that makeup so that I can create that first and then focus on making myself look like how the makeup was put on her face. So right now, you can see me doing some nose detailing. She has a very different nose from me. So I'm trying to recreate the exact same shape of her nose bridge using dark brown shadows as well as medium shadows to blend those out. Margot Robbie's eyes are a lot more deep set than mine, which is why you can see me really putting in that contour right under my brow bone. This is to mimic exactly what Margot Robbie has next to her eyes. I've also started contouring the tip of my nose because Margot Robbie's nose actually goes a little bit down, whereas mine goes up. So this step may be different for everyone. The contour I'm doing may not work for you. The best advice I could give is that dark shadows are meant to bring back features, whereas highlighters, which you'll see later, are meant to bring up features. So what I'm doing right now for the tip of my nose is I'm putting shadow right next to where I'm more bulbous compared to Margot Robbie, and hers is a lot more sharp. Don't forget to also contour your nostrils. Margot Robbie's nostrils are a little long towards the center, so I'm putting some dark shadow just right there, and beware, it's quite ticklish as you can see. Now I'm using some medium brown shadow just to blend everything down, make sure everything is connected and blended out so it looks more natural. And I'm moving forward to contouring my jaw. Margot Robbie has a very beautiful, strong jaw, so I'm trying to make my jaw look more square. Again, I'm using the reference pictures that I have to basically copy the shape that I see with Margot. Anywhere that my jaw goes past the shape of hers, I will add that shadow in so that I create that illusion that my jaw is actually the same shape as hers. Don't forget to blend everything out and even bring it down your neck a bit, as you can see right under my chin. I'm making sure to bring that down so that it doesn't look like just a harsh line that's there. And then moving forward, I am bringing my contour up to my cheekbones. Again, just trying to mimic Margot Robbie's high cheekbones. Here I'm actually taking reference from her Harley Quinn pictures just because her contour when she portrays Harley Quinn is a lot more harsh compared to when, of course, she does regular appearances in shows or the red carpet. After putting all that contour with my big fluffy brush, I'm actually going to grab a smaller fluffy brush with a little bit of a darker shadow just so that I can really get into the details of this contour and make my face look a lot more like hers. So right under the cheekbones and right by the chin so that I can copy her stronger features. As long as you're using a brown shadow that is just 2 to 3 shades darker than the skin tone that you've put on for Harley, don't be afraid to go too heavy-handed because you can use a lighter powder afterwards to blend everything out or a fluffier brush to blend everything out, as you can see right here. After contouring, don't forget about highlighter because that's what's really going to sell this illusion that we're trying to recreate someone else's face. I'm using a frosty highlighter just on my finger and I'm wiping it across where I need to bring forward features. So for Margot Robbie, I'm using it on my chin, on my cheekbones, actually all over almost under my eye, connecting to her cheekbones because her cheekbones are very much forward compared to mine. And as well as her jaw because again, like I said a while ago, she has a very strong jaw and I just don't have that. But that's okay, that's why we have makeup. And of course, we can't forget the first contour that we did, our nose, so be sure to add in some highlighter over that as well. And to finish off the base makeup that we've put on, I'm just gonna get a fluffy brush with a little bit of setting powder and blend everything together so that I can move forward with the eyebrows. Here, I am just using a brown shadow to kind of map the eyebrow shape. And then I'm coming in with this nifty tool that allows me to create little eyebrow hairs. You can use brown liquid liner as well, but if you can get a hand on something like this that has those little nibs that create eyebrow hairs all at once. In the Birds of Prey movie, Harley Quinn's eyebrows are not exactly very polished. They are a little outgrown and disheveled. So as you can see, I'm drawing the little eyebrow hairs a little past my draft so that it can create that more natural look. And then afterwards, I'm gonna put in a highlighter underneath the brows so that it can create the illusion that my brow bone is actually that high. Now moving forward to the eyes, I'm using brown shadows to mimic her eye shape. Margot Robbie's eyes are almond shaped, but they're much more wide apart. They're a little more stretched outward. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some brown shadows in the outer and inner corners of my eye to basically extend my eye shape. Margot Robbie also has very pronounced eyelids, so I'm using dark shadow to create the same shape. Since we extended the eye shape, I also need to extend my eyelid. So I'm putting the shadow all across that crease, but I'm focusing it on the outer and inner ends as well. With the outline of the new eye shape that we created done, we can move forward to the actual makeup of Harley Quinn. So Harley Quinn's makeup in Birds of Prey is actually a very simple smoky eye look. The most important thing to remember when putting on these eyeshadows is the new eye shape that we created. I'm using dark brown shadow to smoke out the entire eye, and then I'm putting in some shimmer shadow in the middle and inner corners of my eye, again extended, so that we can really bring out that shape. And then to really define that new lash lines that we created, I'm actually grabbing a black eyeshadow on a very thin angled brush and redefining the entire eye shape. Again, focusing on the inner and outer corners of the new eye shape that we created to mimic Margot Robbie's. To really sell the look of the eyes, I'm actually gonna go in and darken the eyelid as well, and then use a liquid liner to define that inner corner of my eye, as well as a white eyeliner to tightline my waterline. Then all we need to do for the eyes is curl our lashes, add mascara, and then pop on some very natural false lashes that will basically just make our eyelashes longer and stay curled. And of course, everything you've done on one side, you gotta do it to the other side. I do both sides simultaneously because that works for me, but you don't have to do that. And I cut it out because that would be too long of a video. Using a red lip liner, I started drawing on the lips. Margot Robbie's upper lip is thinner than her lower one, so you can see me drawing my upper lip much thinner and smaller compared to my lower lip, which I actually line just the same as I usually do. I also use the red lip liner to extend the corners of my lips a little bit, just because Margot Robbie's lips are a lot wider than mine. And to seal that all in, I'm grabbing a cream red lipstick and plopping that on top of the new shape that I just created. Last but not least, we can't forget Margot Robbie's tattoos. So I'm drawing on a little heart right next to her eye. Oh no, it looked a little weird. Don't worry about that. I'm just using a black liquid liner to fix that little mistake and fill in the rest of the heart. For her other face tattoo, she has rotten written across her jaw. To create this tattoo on my face, I actually held a picture of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn up in front of a mirror, and I basically copied what I saw. Instead of thinking of them as letters, think of them as shapes that you're just creating. So that's how I was able to freehand this. If you're not too confident with freehanding it, you can practice a couple times, or you can create a temporary tattoo that you can just stick on yourself every time that you have to be Harley. If you're freehanding it like I am, take your time to really get those details in, thicken your lines, and don't forget the other tattoos that she has. I've actually already drawn all of the leg tattoos that she has. For the reference of these tattoos, don't worry, Birds of Prey has been out for almost a month now, so there's lots of reference that you can find online. The only other tattoo you don't see me putting on is the tattoo underneath her collarbone. It was a little difficult trying to film that, so I actually hopped off camera and did the tattoo in front of a larger mirror. But just so you know, I used the exact same technique that you can see me do here with the rotten tattoo, where I just held a picture in front of my actual mirror and copied the same shapes that I see. And that about wraps up the makeup portion of transforming into Harley Quinn. I'm gonna be putting on the costume that I created and the wig that I styled, and we'll see everything in the grand reveal. And that concludes the transformation of me turning into Harley Quinn from the Birds of Prey movie. I hope this video has helped you somehow. And if you decide to do Harley Quinn, make sure to tag me on social media at Dinny Grayson so I can see how you transformed yourself into Harley Quinn. Until next time, see ya!